I just got back from a RADWIMPS concert, and I gotta tell you, the grand total of money I spent there, $800. What is up? Sam from Weebs Guild here, resident concert not enjoyer, but enjoyer of RADWIMPS. So this will be a very interesting one. This was my first trip going to the YouTube theater. It's in Los Angeles. It's attached to the brand new SoFi Stadium, which is very, very fancy. If you haven't seen it, here's a picture. So I found out that RADWIMPS was coming to Los Angeles very, very early on. Crunchyroll posted something about it, and I do follow RADWIMPS on Instagram as well. So I saw them promoting this, and there was a special promo code to use the code Crunchyroll. Creative, I know, and you would get access to a whole bunch of early seats. So when I saw this, I immediately went and I bought VIP tickets. Okay, I'm talking $100 a pop VIP tickets to the YouTube theater. And if you've seen the YouTube theater before, it's not entirely big, but it's a great venue. 10 out of 10 after, if I could rate it after going to it, very, very good. Back to VIP though, what does it get you? It gets you an hour early access into the venue, and then it does get you a special gift as well as, you get VIP seats, which is just floor seats. Honestly, I think the floor seats were good. It was enjoyable, but I think the better seats are actually not the floor seats and the ones right behind the floor seats, which I think was like section 100, something like that. Those were great because they were also tiered. On the floor, there's no tiering. I'm 6'6". I am like a Greek statue that you would see. I look beautiful. I'm tall. I'm sexy. My girlfriend is 5'1", so she's not seeing anything. She spent most of the event staring at the screen. So just a little pro tip from next time. But Sam, was the VIP ticket worth it? 110%. And I would buy it again in a heartbeat. If I was going to see anything at the YouTube theater and they offered that same exact thing, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Now you have to understand, if you guys have not watched the channel before, I love merch. Big whore for merch. I love owning all the merch. I love the exclusive merch. I love it all. This is a RADWIMPS t-shirt that I'm wearing, okay? I love it. Now, if you plan on buying any, and I'm talking any merch at this event, if you're trying to go to RADWIMPS event or anything like that, you need to get VIP. When I tell you just how absolutely horrible the lines were for the merch stand once everybody else, the general populace, got in, it really cannot be understated. It was so bad, they extended the merch sales to go till after the event. So when the event was over, you can make your way back up there, and then you can go buy your merch. So I arrived at the venue about 6:30, okay? You can start getting in as early as 6. The venue for the general populace opens at 7. I got no email from Ticketmaster until literally I arrived at the event. And then I had an email waiting in there, which I wasn't looking because I was navigating to the event. So I showed up with everybody on the west side. This is important to remember. On the west side of the YouTube theater. And I'm waiting in the general populace line. It's like, I swear we have early access, at least for me and my girlfriend. I bought 2 tickets, 2 VIP tickets. So I go over, I'm looking, I'm like taking a picture with the YouTube sign. And finally I flag a guy down. I'm like, hey, question, I bought VIP tickets. How can I get in? Like, how can we get in? And they're like, oh, well, did you get an email? And I'm like, no, I've not got an email. I was like, well, you didn't buy VIP then. I'm like, no. I 100% bought VIP. I remember making the physical decision to buy VIP. There were seats next to me that were not VIP. I bought VIP, okay? And he's like, well, if you didn't get an email with special instructions, you don't have VIP. So I'm like, okay, let me check my email the whole time I've been driving here. So go in there and surprise, surprise, I have the email from Ticketmaster being like, hey, here's a couple of things to know when you arrive. And it says, go to the east part of the YouTube theater, okay? So now I'm like, oh, I have my email. So he's like, let me see. So I show it to this guy. He's like, oh yeah, you got VIP. You got to go to the other side. So I'm like, how do I get to the other side? You got to walk all the way around. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. So I walk all the way around, and as I'm walking up, I finally get to the east side. I'm here with my girlfriend, and I see one person sitting at a little desk, just like hanging out there. And then I see another huge line of people waiting to get in. So there's 2 huge lines, one on the east, one on the west. I walk up, I see the thing says VIP entrance, VIP entrance. I'm like, awesome, that's fucking us, baby. So I walk up and I'm like, hey, I got my VIP thing. It's like, oh, did you grab your lanyard? And I'm like, no, I did not grab my lanyard. So I go over to the desk, and she's like, oh, are you VIP? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just checking in. They told me to come over here. Like, okay, so let me grab your stuff. What's the name of the person who bought the tickets? I'm like, oh, it's Sam, And she's like, okay, so I got to show you what they gave me. It is awesome. So this was the lanyard. It says VIP. It's got the tour picture. It's got a little badge right here, or a little pen that says RADWIMPS on it as well. Very magical, very ooh, very ah. But the most cool thing is it's signed on the back. Is that not the coolest? I assume this is not like they signed every single one, because I was trying to compare with the girlfriends. It looks almost identical. So I assume they just, kind of stamped it on there. But still, very, very cool and 100% worth it. And this is just a little bonus on top of getting in. So the moment we walked in, you're immediately greeted by food trucks. Nobody. You're immediately viewed to the merch stand on your left. There's nobody. And I'm like, damn, like this is nice. We only got in there like 20 minutes before everybody else was allowed to get in there. They had the little cardboard cutout of the Suzume door. They had the full-on poster of the RADWIMPS tour. So I'm like, I told my girlfriend immediately, we need to get merch. Then we need to take pictures of anything you want to take pictures of. And then we're good. We're done. Easy. So we walked over to the merch stand in there. Here's a quick little snippet. It's dead. I walked right up. There was nobody there. So I'm like, we're looking, and they have all these shirts and all this stuff. That's one of them. And, I like the merch. I like the merch. Okay, so when I tell you, I tell my girlfriend like, hey, whatever one you want, like you let me know, like I got you. I'll get you one. You know, so it's a little gimme because she did not like RADWIMPS. Did not like them. She watched your name. She watched Suzume. She liked Suzume. Did not like RADWIMPS, but maybe because I overplay them, I will take a little bit of credit for that. But still, who doesn't like a tour souvenir? So, you know, we got matches. We got the black version, which I will show you later. And then I told the girl, I will take one of everything, please. And she was like, what? And I'm like, I will take one of everything, please. And she was like, okay. So she went to go get me all the shirts. And then she's like, just to confirm, you do want one of everything because it's like CDs, vinyls, all that stuff. I'm like, yes, 100%. And my girlfriend's like, no, he's serious. Like, he wants one of everything. I'm like, yeah. And they start scanning. And the prices is $45 a shirt. Okay. Wing, wing, wing. I'm just watching this go up. I'm like, ooh, this is expensive. I might have overspoke. Oh, my God. So she scans everything in. My grand total, almost $600. Almost $600. And so now I have spent the $600. I have spent the $100 per ticket on getting in here and $45 of parking. Okay. I'm breaching the $800 mark on this event already. And, you know, I'm loving it. So I have all of this merch. There's a picture of me holding all this stuff. They go, okay, cool. Like, awesome. Like, glad you enjoyed it. Like, hey, more power to you, man. And they didn't have no problem. They're very excited. Like, hey, awesome. We don't have any bags. I'm like, what? We don't have any bags. I'm just like, okay, maybe I can go like hit up a food truck and see if they could give me a bag or a box or something. So I'm like, nah, I don't want to, because I would have to buy something. I already ate on the way here. Okay, pro tip, eat on the way to your concerts. It's going to cost you like fucking $40. We had a friend, he bought fries and a sandwich, $40. Okay, go anywhere else. You get a full restaurant meal for that much. So I was like, you know what? Here's what we can do. Everybody's already inside at this point. All the general pipe has been running in. It's looking crazy. Let's go back down and see if we can pop out really quick. We're parked right next to where you enter. We'll pop out really quick, deposit in the car, come back, easy money. Go down, ask the guys working the thing, hey, is it possible if I can just pop out really quick? No. Once you go out, you cannot come back in. So I can't just go to my car just like really quick. I'm literally right there. No, if you go out, we will not let you back in. Okay. So now I'm just walking around with all of this stuff. Luckily we had one friend that brought a little backpack, so I was able to stuff some of the smaller stuff in there. I switched into a tee. My girlfriend had the sweatshirt on, so we made do. But that's a bonus point for next time. Bring bags. Like, bring a little bag, anything really, because they don't have them. So if you're going to this event, they are touring around the rest of the United States. Bring a bag, please. Now, this is another part where I really want to hit on for you guys. If you did not get VIP, you need to do the merch stand almost instantly. You have to run. You have to beat people to it because they don't mess around. When they say that everything opens at 7, that's when they're going to let you guys in. You have an hour to get through that merch stand. And it was huge. A line was crazy for the merch. You want a picture with the Suzume door? The line's going to be crazy. You want a picture with the RADWIMPS little tour banner? It's going to be crazy. Everything had a line. Everything was messed up. So when you get in, you need to decide what you want to do, whether it take a picture with a Suzume door, with a banner, boom, immediately head there, do that. It's almost like Disneyland rope drop kind of craziness. I imagine they will do this at other venues as well, but for ours in particular, it was so crazy. They did keep the venue open after the fact. Do not get herded out, because we had a couple friends after the concert where they got herded outside. They were not allowed back in. They would not let them back in even for merch. So you need to be careful on where you're going out. But just be aware, you can take time, get your merch after the event if you want to do that. But just a heads up, it's still going to be crazy. Even when we exited, I went out there to go check out what the merch was like. It was still crazy. So let's talk meat and potatoes. Let's talk RADWIMPS. Let's talk the event. Let's talk YouTube theater, how good it was. We sat down probably 15 minutes before the event. We sat down. Our seats were pretty freaking crazy good. We were dead center. Once again, my girlfriend felt so bad for her. She could not see. It started out great. Let me just go one at a time here. It started out really great. We sat down. You could see everything. There were big screens on your left, big screens on your right. They did not mess around. When RADWIMPS say they're starting at 8, you got until maybe about 8:05 to sit your butt in the seat, and they're kicking it. They're immediately going, and the concert was amazing. I think they did just the right amount of songs. Of like, they hit a couple of things from Weathering You. They did Your Name. They did a song from Suzume, and then they did some of their own stuff. Some stuff I've never heard before from RADWIMPS, which I really, really liked. And then we got about 3 songs into the concert, and everybody was sitting because there was a couple people jumping to the left, like in the other row. And then everybody was just kind of sitting because they're like, awkward, nerdy kids. It is what it is. And then finally the guy's like, hey, everybody stand up. Like, you guys can stand up. Just sit if you guys are tired. So then everybody stands up, and immediately it's like, sorry, love. Hey, sorry, you're 5'1", genetics have fucked you over. You can't see anything. So she spent the rest of the time kind of like leaning on the chair in front because everybody was standing and just like looking off to the left, just like looking at the screen, which sucks because we were in the back row on the floor, which great seats, really, really good. But once everybody stood up, and there's a lot of time waving your hands in the air, it's like, it's over if you're that short. And there was a girl to my left who was even shorter than my girlfriend. And I felt so bad for both of them. As far as RADWIMPS go, I don't want to spoil too much of the concert. I don't want to show too much footage. They did ask very politely in the beginning not to take too much video so that you can actually enjoy the event. I tried to take as much as I possibly could. but it was so, so good. And if you've seen this before, you know that I have really baby ears, okay? I cannot do concerts. They hurt my ears so, so bad. We saw My Chem at the Kia Forum, which is right next door to SoFi. My ears were hurting so bad. I thought they were going to explode. This one, I was on the floor. I felt totally fine. Totally fine. I could feel a little bit of pain in my ears, like, you know, a little bit of like it was too loud for too long, but totally fine. And all of the people from RADWIMPS were fantastic. They did just enough talking where it's like, okay, some people, like, here's another example from My Chem. He did this thing in between each one of his songs where he would go on stage and go like growl into the mic and transition, go like, and then like war, and like make himself echo. They just came on like, hey, just so you guys know, I grew up in Los Angeles. Like, I love it here. I'm so happy. This has been my dream to come back. And then a couple of the other people would say something. They can't even speak English that well. The lead singer can speak English perfectly, but the guy on the bass and the guy on guitar, they try their best. And I'm like, yo, that is just, it's endearing. They were endearing and it was so good. And they would go from being super energetic to the lead singer hopping on the piano and doing the slow songs. It was so amazing. I have to give credit to this one part where they did this like battle of the bands kind of setup where they had the bass go against the guitar. Then they had the drummer. They had two drummers, by the way. The drummer go against the other drummer. And then they have the left side of the stage go against the right side of the stage. I was like, holy shit. Like, this is really, really good. Really, really good. And it was so well done. There were a couple times where they had everybody with the flashlights going. They had people clapping together. It was just a fun concert. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it. And I kept waiting, okay? If you see my Suzume review, I kept waiting for them to do the song. I know it was by Toka, okay? But it was RADWIMPS. I think they helped that song, all right? And Jose told me, he was like, I've seen other footage before, and they've done that song where they just have the lead singer sing the girl parts. And I was like, there's a chance that they do the main song from Suzume. There's a chance. They didn't do that fucking song. Jose lied to me. I'm almost certain that they've never done that before. So we did get their song from the movie, which is another song in its entirety, but they do show footage from Suzume in the background, which I was surprised. I thought for sure they did a couple of Your Name songs, Weathering With You's For Your Name. They just showed like a starry background. Weathering With You, they just did like little weather effects in the background. Suzume full-on footage from the movie. I thought for sure they were going to do it in reverse, not show any footage from Suzume, but they were going to show Your Name, Weathering With You. That's just been out a long time. No, they're like, fuck it. Here you go. And they were even like, hey, have you guys seen Suzume? And everyone's like, yeah. And one guy was like, no, he's like, you should see it. It's good. It's like, it was just, they were all so cool. And the concert was good all the way through. They came on, they ended with a banger song. And then, of course, they left the stage. They did not turn the lights back on. Everybody was screaming and clapping for an encore. They came out like, hey, can we take a picture with you guys? So you'll see it on their Instagram, the picture of all of us in there. And then like, we're going to do a few more songs. They did 3 more songs. They came back on for an encore, did 3 more songs. They were just the best, just amazing. Then they left and they like let the music slowly drown out as they were leaving. He threw his guitar picks at everybody. It was so cool. It was so well done. I enjoyed YouTube Theater as a stadium, as an arena. It was fantastic. I enjoyed RADWIMPS as much as I thought I would enjoy RADWIMPS. So I can highly recommend, if they have not hit you yet, buy tickets. They were still available. They actually said they sold out in Los Angeles, but I guarantee you they're still available. And there's no bad seats in the theater that we were in. Really, there's not. So with that, let me touch on little things. Be careful about not getting herded out. As I said earlier in the video, do not get herded out if you want to get merch. Okay? You can hold it. The whole concert is probably a couple hours long. Go before, hold it all the way through. You don't want to miss anything that's going to go in the RADWIMPS concert. And lastly, I'm sure you guys are going, Sam, what merch? Where's the merch? You spent $600. Where's the merch? Let's go. Let's see. So firstly, we're starting off with the shirt I'm wearing right now. The 2 drummers were wearing this shirt. So this was not the one I was wearing. I was wearing the same shirt as the lead singer. Okay, that was the one my girlfriend picked. Let me show you guys the back as well. Boom, tour dates, baby. There you go. It has all the tour dates in there in red. It's pretty cool. But let's move on. Next, we got a sweatshirt. This thing was $90, okay? I bought this for me, so it's huge. It's a big size. They have the little smiley thing right here. Let me see if I can get it. Cry today, smile tomorrow is what it says. Very cool. And then, of course, it has the tour dates on the back as well. RW, it's got the little crying girl. Very, very cool. I bought this, and my girlfriend was going to be like, that's going to be mine in classic fashion. So that's cool, I guess. I'm going to hit all the clothes first, and then we'll show the other stuff after that. So then we got the bucket hat, North American Tour 2023. I cannot wear this. My head is way too big. Anything like that. It's got a little tag that says RADWIMPS. I will demonstrate now for the class. This is as much as it'll get on for me. So it squeezes the fuck out of my head. I look weird. It makes me look like an egg. I bought it knowing that my head was not going to fit in this thing. Oh, and I got a lot of slack, okay? I went up and I asked, because this is a true thing. Japanese people have different sizes. Asian countries as a whole, their sizes are smaller. So I went up and maybe I phrased it incorrectly. I said, I want to double check when I was buying the clothes. Is this American size or is it like Asian sizes? And my girlfriend's like, why would you say that? How could you say that? I'm like, no, like I've bought clothes before from like Japan. They're smaller, and like an XL, which I ain't gonna fit. I got to know beforehand. So they were so nice, people working the merch stand, and they let us see the shirts and stuff and like wear it up to me to see if it would fit. All right, this one that's all bundled up was the one that I wore for the tour. It is the North American tour shirt. I'm not even going to get the sleeves out. It's got the crying girl on it, but it's all the Japanese text, which I think is one of the coolest ones ever. And then it has their dates on the back as well, actual dates, and where they're going in Japanese. Super, super, super cool. This is the one I would recommend you guys get. If you guys can only get one shirt, I think this one is super unique, super cool. Then we have the gray version of the shirt that I'm wearing right here. If you don't want to wear fucking vibrant blue, boom, there it is. Same exact shirt, so you're not missing anything. Same text on the back as well. I mean, it's quality stuff. I've not washed any of them yet, so I don't know if I'm going to wash them and they're just going to get ruined like all those Taylor Swift shirts that are going around out there. Then here is the white version if you want to check that out. This is just a generic RADWIMPS shirt, so it just says RAD on it, which I don't think people would know what it is if they didn't know. And then it says, Wimps not dead. RADWIMPS not dead. So in case you thought they were dead, they're not dead. With that, we head on to the actual merch stuff, which I think this counts. I'm not going to open this. I don't know if I'm going to actually ever open it, but it's a towel. It's like they were using it in the show. It's like a little microfiber towel they were wiping the sweat off their heads with. It's got the crying girl on it in pink. Excuse the crinkly noises, but I think you get the gist of it. And then we got a sticker and button little bundle here, which I think was cool. I was going to put this on my lanyard and then I'll just keep it forever. So it's got one specifically for the tour. It's got like a Watchman-esque one, and it's got some stickers of all their designs on it as well. The stickers are of the buttons. So you guys get it. You understand. Then if you guys want, I'm going to put this in my car. Suzume soundtrack on CD. Fucking baller. Which they better have the Suzume. They do. They have the Suzume song featuring Toka on there. Okay, so you know for sure you're going to hear that song on the CD, which this is an instant grab, I think. If you could instantly grab this and you somehow got a signature of them on this, would be fucking amazing. Then we have Forever Days. This is the RADWIMPS vinyl. They had 2 vinyl options there, so I'll show you the last one after that. You can probably guess what it is, but this is just the RADWIMPS. This is just RADWIMPS. It's not like Your Name, Weathering With You. It's not a soundtrack or anything. This is their CD, which once again, super, super cool. It's cool that vinyls are back because I think vinyls are a good display piece. I actually want to get a whole bunch of vinyl carriers, like display cases, something for the wall behind me so I can hang up a bunch of vinyls. I have a whole bunch of anime on vinyl. And the last thing, if you were unable to guess it, of course, it is Suzume on vinyl. Look how beautiful. Look how big and beautiful. Woo! And then on the back, if you want to see it, it's of the town. It's of the original town where they were at. Super, super cool. It's where the fucking movie ends. So, super cool. I cannot recommend it enough, you guys. If you're a fan of Weathering With You, Your Name, Suzume, and you like the soundtrack, I highly, highly, highly recommend you guys taking it out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how much you like RADWIMPS. I would like to end the video with a testimony. My girlfriend went to go see it. I told you in the beginning, she hates RADWIMPS. She enjoyed Suzume, did not like Weathering With You, did not like Your Name. Okay? She walked out of that. I take it back. I like RADWIMPS. That's all you gotta say, baby. That's all you gotta say. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys found that a little bit interesting. It was my first concert from anybody from Japan, so that's kind of cool. And of course, RADWIMPS, I already knew I was gonna love them. I love them even more now. Fantastic. I highly recommend it. And of course, if you get the chance to see anything at YouTube Theater in LA, give it a shot. I thought it was really, really cool, really clean as well. Be sure to subscribe, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Those are the best places to keep up to date. And if you're not already, join our Discord. I'm trying to get it more populated in there so we have a bit more activity. I'm horrible at responding in there, but I will try my best. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out.